assembly required, but listeners' discretion is advised. Sit back, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe or follow. Now, let's not keep you waiting. It's time to welcome your hosts of TNT Podcast, Tara and Tina.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of TNT Podcast. This is episode 24. You can follow us on Instagram at TNT Podcast Show, or it's best to just subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're your hosts, the beautiful Tina and myself, Tara. We've got a great show for you tonight. Two really amazing guests, Rockingham Dragway owners and operator. But first, I just wanted to give a couple of shout outs. The first shout out is to actually our very own Tina. Oh. I know you hate when I do this, but Tina was actually just featured recently in Dodge Garage by an excellent automotive writer, Patrick Rawl. And he's doing a series called The Sisterhood of Muscle. And so Tina was featured in one of his recent articles. So I'm always super proud of you. And anytime I can shout you out to the world, I do. So this is really cool. So head on over to Dodge Garage and check that out. The other shout out that I wanted to give was for Kate Tout and her team that took the win last weekend at the Women in Wheels event in Florida. Congratulations, Kate. Excellent. She went all the way. And a special congratulations to actually Gary Rudy, who is her drag coach and crew chief. Gary Rudy has dragcoach.com. If you are a beginner or advanced, this guy knows all there is to know about drag racing. He will travel. He offers many packages. So head on over and check Gary out. So congratulations to Gary and to Kate and the crew. That's excellent. So let's get on with the show and let's introduce our next guest, Mr. Dan VanHorn. Welcome to the show. And
Dan.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, Dan. And actually, Al should be here momentarily. They're just having some technical difficulties. So Dan, I mean, you're the force behind the Modern Street Hemi Shootout series, and we had you on last year. I mean, for me and probably many people out there, owning a drag strip is an absolute dream. But I'm sure it's not all bubblegum and rainbows, is it?
Well, I don't know. We're relatively new owners. We took over November 1st, and we only had a couple events before the off season, and they went well. We had one cancellation, but we had two successful events and a couple of test and tunes. So our experience as track owners is pretty limited. We've just spent the last few months doing a bunch of renovations. Is where our experience lies right now.
That's awesome. So, I mean, how long have you and Al known each other? Oh, I think he might be back here. Let's.
Hey.
Al. Hey, Al.
Hey.
How are you, sir? Thanks for joining us.
Wonderful. How are you?
Good stuff. Oh, we can hear you nice and clear. And
you cleaned your lens, partner.
I did.
Yes.
Wow.
Big moves here.
Now we're gonna look at your chin all night. What are you doing?
Well, welcome to the show, Al. We were just talking to Dan. He was just going over, you guys are fairly new owners. And congratulations, by the way. That's pretty amazing.
Thank you. It is amazing.
Has it sunk in yet?
A little bit each day. It's still a little unreal. But
so how long have you and Dan known each other?
2010 probably.
Yeah.
Since we started racing in Monastery Hemi. Well, it might have been a little bit before that, actually. I hooked up with some guys and could have went back to Englishtown, maybe. I'm not sure. That's a good possibility.
What was Englishtown?
That's where the Hemi guys were just starting to get together and have a little bit of fun in New Jersey.
It's a drag strip in New Jersey that's unfortunately no longer a drag strip.
Right.
Okay. So is this something that you guys have always wanted to do, or you just kind of got together and well, I think we can pull this off. Like, how did it all come about?
Well, I guess I'll take that question. Obviously through the Modern Street Hemi Shootout, where we've become friends, through the years, the sport has consumed me. Drag racing has consumed me. The friends and all the acquaintances through drag racing have consumed me. So I was trying to figure out what to do with the rest of my life when I was planning my retirement from my job at the time. And so every time I'd go to a track, I'd have conversations with the owners and the managers. And obviously we all of us probably to some level, and Tina could vouch for this, you think of ways that you can incorporate your hobby into, more of your life, such as business. And basically it just turned into my goals to own a small track and put a shop on it and use it for testing and all this stuff. And before you knew it, I was discussing about partners, and Al and I started kind of talking about it, and it just seems like before you knew it, we were signing contracts. It's just pretty crazy.
But I wasn't the first one. Just want to let you ladies know that.
Well, not just the ladies. You're letting everybody.
I was second choice.
Damn.
Hey, listen, second place isn't that bad.
Oh, wow.
If you're not first, you're last, Dan. That's rude.
That's right. That's the way it goes.
I know. As long as Al keeps changing his screen like that, we'll be fine.
Hey, I had no time to prepare for this. You know the problems I was having.
Oh, yeah. You need some duct tape to hold that
I
phone.
do. I'm trying to get it in position. It's not a computer. It's a little phone.
That's hilarious. So did you guys know the previous owner well at all? Like, did you know that this would be an opportunity coming up?
Just from coming here.
Yeah, sorry about that. Ironically, before Al and I partnered up, I had spoken to the previous owner. His name was Steve Earwood, and we got pretty close through the years. I ran at my events, the Modern Street Hemi Shootout events, at his track several times, and he just kind of casually said to me one day that if I wanted to buy a track, I could buy his track, and I kind of thought he was joking, and
yeah,
and it turns out he wasn't.
That's awesome. How many acres do you know, like, would one need for a drag strip?
Well, we got 143 here. It's not all usable,
right?
But I don't know, maybe half of it is usable. The other was woods, but he had it cut down. But it'd take a lot of work to make it into a parking area and stuff.
Right. So,
look,
sorry, go ahead.
Your question was how much do you need to have to make a track, or how much?
Yeah, I mean, like how many acres? I mean, maybe that's you don't even need 140, or
no.
I was just curious.
There's a lot of tracks that are like in the 50, 60 range.
Oh, okay.
I would probably say 50 acres would probably get you something pretty decent.
Right. So it's one thing to buy a track, but now you guys have been doing, I can't keep up every day with what you guys are doing there. It's incredible, the constant upgrades. like every day, I was looking at all your posts and I'm like, holy crap, like it's one thing to buy the track, but to go about putting, doing all these upgrades. Like what was the first thing you started with?
Oh, tearing up the track. That was the major deal right there. Trying to get that done in time. Worried about having a winter that we could work through, and
right.
And we were definitely very fortunate with this winter being so mild. That's for sure.
Now I've got a picture here. So this looks like you've already stripped it and you're laying the concrete.
Yep. Yeah, that was the first pour.
Little colored concrete for the center. You gotta love that.
Oh, that's cool.
I do love that. It looks good.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with it.
And even like right down to the bathrooms, like you guys.
The glorious bathroom. We cannot wait to unveil that. So excited. That literally was like the surface has been extremely stressful just with the timelines and getting everything going and all the moving parts. But the bathrooms, like, they're not done yet. But today was like a big hurdle. Like, we finally got some final pieces of drywall done, and so we should be ready with the new bathroom for opening day. But believe it or not, that has been on our minds nonstop. We want to have a brand new clean bathroom for everybody. It's really important.
Everybody likes the nice bathrooms. I forget what track I was at, and it was like known for having like these amazing washrooms. Maybe it was Maryland. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Airbnb Summit.
Yeah. And even the timing system. Oh, that's not it. Sorry.
That's part of it.
That's part of it.
That's part of it.
Yeah, that's the tree.
What's so funny is we were on here and she's like, I'm going to label all my pictures. And she does this every single time.
Yeah,
There it is.
Yes, that's awesome.
So as you guys know, and you know, we have a friendship that goes back years, and obviously Al and I do. Like, I can talk about this stuff all day. So unfortunately, like, when I see something, I just want to like spit it all out. But the timing system, as simple as we thought it was going to be, just to put a new timing system in, it was an extraordinary project. The amount of electrical work and conduit and just time. I mean, it was probably, correct me if I'm wrong, Al, probably like almost a month long from start to finish to get the timing.
It was labor intensive. We had no clue that it was going to take that much time and effort to do that.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and it's amazing that the previous timing system even functioned. When you go look at the wiring and all the patchwork and all the disarray and just mangled wires and actually just random wires to patch things together, I just can't imagine that it even worked at all. But that being said, that's all in the past, and everything now is brand new, and we could not be more excited about it.
And we also spent money on, believe it or not, thinking ahead in the future, trying to put extra conduit and stuff in case we ever had a problem down the road, how we can get wires from one side of the track to the other.
Wow.
So, you know, just things happen, you know, you just never know. But
yeah,
Dan's always using his head.
It's that guy. I don't know where you're at in the screen, but
yeah, it's the opposite. Yeah.
I really have a feeling that was Al's idea.
Yeah. So what's coming?
That was my idea right there too.
Yeah, knock that thing down.
That looks fun. So is that the old, like, what is that? The old
concessions.
Oh, okay. I see.
It was just being used for a lot of garbage storage, is what it was.
Oh, okay.
All right, we got a clown on here.
They're playing peekaboo.
That's the new part of the new concession there.
Those concessions actually were already in place, but we just basically repainted them, cleaned them up, got some new ice coolers, and just made it a lot nicer than it was.
That the coolers that are full today.
Oh, they brought the ice?
They did.
Awesome. See, we're giving each other updates right here on the live.
1,260 bags of ice.
Oh, wow. So this is
here it is. Here's the slip.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, you don't want to see that.
Yeah, cover your eyes, Dan.
More bills.
It hurt.
More bills.
I came across this picture. Now, I don't know how recent this is, but this is amazing. Like, look at the people. Was this past Thanksgiving, or
that was basically, that is Street Outlaws, and that's just a picture I put out saying Happy Thanksgiving. That's from October of last year.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
last.
was so awesome, Dan. Hosting that, like,
we don't want to talk about Street Outlaws.
You don't?
That's in the past.
Aren't they coming back?
No.
Seriously? Oh, I was going to show the whole, like, a clip from when they were there. And
fast forward that one.
No.
Yeah, move on.
Skip. They said skip that.
No.
So the first event is next weekend? Is that what you said?
First event is next weekend, and not to belittle the Street Outlaws thing, because it was absolutely amazing. The facility absorbed, I mean, it was like 30,000 people. Just crazy. Yeah. The place didn't crumble to the ground. We were there, Al and I and our families were there. We worked really hard to help the previous owner, just to basically try to make it a success. And Street Outlaws would have come back. We just basically couldn't connect on some other, on just basically just going back and forth and try to make it better for us as owners and them as an organization. We just couldn't come to an agreement. So we just kind of agreed to move on, and it is what it is. And I'm sure we'll reconnect with those guys at some point. But that being said, we got some really, I mean, our schedule is ridiculous.
Oh, let me show you the schedule.
Yeah,
like if you go on each page, it goes on for days. Like it's incredible. The lineup.
It's ridiculous. So it's probably for the best that they're not coming this year. Us as being new owners and so many things need to be fixed up. And I just think that's probably for the best that we had a year away from that and maybe revisit it, you know, and we do have some very large events coming, and one in particular we haven't announced yet that I think will be rival to something like that. So hopefully we can get people excited about that pretty soon.
I mean, it's not easy to see. And this isn't even all the events, Dan, I think you told me.
We're missing
this is incredible. Are you able to read off some of these to us? Like, I mean, you
go ahead,
probably
Al.
know it off the.
Can you see them on your phone, Al? I can do it.
I can't see it that good.
Okay. All right. Well, we got March Madness, which is this weekend. It's a frontside no prep, and it's being hosted by the 252 list, which is the local Carolina gang that did participate in Street Outlaws. We got Blood, Sweat, and Gears the following week, and then Dig or Die no prep, which is a backside no prep event, and it's actually got a really big following, and its home is Rockingham Dragway. So we always get excited about that. Import Face Off. We got our free bracket race. Legion of Demons is coming before Mopars of the Rock. NMCA, Rudy's Diesels, AHDRA, which is an all Harley event. Apple Chill, which is a big festival concert. Then we got May, the Modern 3 Hemi Shootout event. Man Cup motorcycle event. Big John Memorial Bracket Championship. Rugged Maniac, which is an obstacle course. Civil Wars is our summer. Civil Wars was an event that happened at Rockingham annually, I think twice a year actually for years, and then they stopped doing it probably about 7 or 8 years ago. But we're bringing that back, and it's getting a ton of energy. We're gonna have fireworks and 14 race classes, 3 days. It's gonna be pretty epic. Then we have Who's Your Daddy event, which is a radial event. Dust Till Dawn, the bike grudge event, another Modern 3 Hemi Shootout event, which will be a night race, another Dig or Die event in July, another Man Cup, 252 frontside no prep again in August, Carolina Power Fest, which is a bracket race, Super Chevy Show, SFG Promotions bracket, which is a real big money bracket race, another bike grudge race in October, NHRA's Lucas Oil's coming in October, a Harley event in October, which is big, a lot of history there. 252 race in November, test days for Legion of Demons. The Junior Jam there in November is Thanksgiving. We had to cancel that one last year, and hindsight's always 2020, but the forecast was terrible. It ended up not even raining, and we canceled it. So looking forward to making up for that this year. And then the season ender there, Dig or Die again. And we're missing a couple in there that are not on that particular one. I can't think of what they are off the top of my head, but I know there's a couple key ones that are not listed on that schedule. And one that we haven't announced yet that it's going to be very large.
Cool.
When's that? When are you going to announce that?
Probably next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it should be in the next couple weeks for sure.
Yeah.
So far, what's been your biggest challenge so far?
Mine.
Everything.
Dealing with this guy.
That was Al's answer.
That's a lie. That's a lie. He knows it. I think really some of the biggest challenges is getting to know people here, because we're not from around here, so we don't know anybody, and we don't have those connections. So we kind of rely on other people to, maybe hook us up. Or we got one guy that lives right around the corner, Ricky, which he brings his food truck here a lot, and he's been a super help to us, and just a real nice guy, and he's been around there his whole life, so he knows everybody.
That's nice.
Okay, that's awesome.
Everyone, honestly, I can't say it enough. We have gotten so much support, from y'all and from everyone that we've known through drag racing and the Modern Street Hemi Shootout side, but other tracks, other organizations, other promoters, they've been calling us and emailing us and reaching out to us. The support has been extraordinary. Can't thank everybody enough.
Even the county is just there for us and in constant contact, and just trying to make sure that we, succeed, and trying to help us out any way they can.
Yeah. Richmond County is a huge supporter of the track. And obviously we have the NASCAR track across the street. So we work hand in hand trying to kind of revive racing in the whole county. And it's kind of got a lot of steam behind it right now. So we're pretty excited. And obviously all the racers that have been racing at Rockingham for 20, 30 years, they are extremely excited with all the renovations. The feedback, it's just humbling. Al and I, every night we go to dinner and we give each other a fist pump. We're like, another good day. We're just we're just super excited, and seeing their excitement just makes it easy, to all the hard work easy.
Yeah, exactly. And I just wanted to show too. This is off your main webpage, right?
Yeah.
Rockingham, or is it the RockinghamDragway.com?
Well, the website is RockinghamDragway.com. The nickname for the track is The Rock, and same thing across with the NASCAR. They're both called The Rock, just based on the town name.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I have a town called Rockingham. I think that's kind of neat.
What came first, the track or the town, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We should also maybe just show a picture of your.
Oh, look at that!
There.
Look at that beast!
Look at the deuce.
That's the deuce. I think it's coming after Al this year.
It's getting ready.
Yes.
Do you guys even have time to work on your cars right now?
Yeah, really.
Right.
Nope.
That's our dream now.
Right. You're like,
yeah, now that's the new dream, right?
That's the new dream. Yeah.
I actually did visit my race car yesterday. It's getting some chassis work done at Big and Customs, or Customs by Big, excuse me. And it was just nice to see it for a minute. I hadn't seen it, so we're hoping to have it back in a couple weeks. So I'll be in my backyard making some hits on the brand new surface there at the Rock.
That's awesome. And have you got some new merch? I think this is part of one of your shirts, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be the back of a shirt for sure.
Dan, how do you find balancing the Modern Street Hemi Shootout series and being a new track owner?
Well, we don't know yet. So Al and I, we've been talking about this at length, right? So the Modern Street Hemi Shootout is a huge part of my life. My family's life. My wife is sitting right over here listening. And
hi, Julie.
She said, "Do not put me on camera." But it's been a huge part of my life, and I have an absolute love and a passion for all of it. People, the tracks, the friends, the family, and I have a huge responsibility to the sponsors, and the vendors that support us. So it is a priority for me to go to the events and to run them. It's my baby, as you said earlier. I do have a pretty good supporting crew. Estelle, he is definitely willing to jump in when he needs to, and obviously Andy and Greg Wagner are amazing. And there's been a handful of other people, like Gary Rudy is obviously volunteers all the time to help, and Al, is there. The difficulty was scheduling the series and then realizing that some of the dates that we have to take from other tracks are like a direct conflict with big events at Rockingham. Events that we just can't miss. We cannot be at we can't be in two places at once. That being said, there is two of us. And we had kind of talked, and correct me if I'm wrong, Al, that we were basically going to figure out Orlando based on whose car was ready. We're like, if one person's car is ready, then that's the person that goes, and vice versa. And it's just gonna be a tough weekend. It's dig or die weekend, which is Friday, Saturday, and it's import face off on the Sunday. It's like 3 busy days, and Orlando obviously is in the same weekend. So we're probably going to do some tactical flying. I'm probably going to fly out after or maybe late in the evening on Friday after the first day of dig or die, and come back super early on Sunday for import face off. And Al's car is probably not going to be ready, so he's going to stay back and be here for the whole time. So there's 2 of us. It stinks because obviously I would like to go to Orlando, but dig or die and import face off. Rockingham Dragway is that's our business. That's that's how we're going to make our living. And not that Modern Miami Shootout isn't super important to me, and I'm going to go. Right. But if it came down to it, Stell would have had to fill in. But I'm going to be able to make it for at least the event on Saturday.
Yeah, because I mean, neither one of you are living there, right? You both have to travel back and forth, like home.
No, I live here.
Yeah,
I was like, I live here now.
I've only been home once since Christmas.
It's crazy.
This is one of those questions. Diane wants to know how you guys manage to organize your time because you're so busy.
Well, that and once again, I like to chime in quickly, but I know Al has some thoughts on this. And Al is currently staying at the track almost full time. Actually, full time, like you said, just went home once. He lives about 3.5 hours away, and he has a concrete business and a steel building business. 3.5 hours away, and he's managing it, almost entirely over the phone and with his sister's help, who also works at Rockingham. She goes back and forth, and the time management is an extraordinary task. It's very difficult. And for me, I mean, my only job right now, well, that's not true because I'm, with MSHS as well. But, I have, a family in Virginia. I have a daughter in high school. So, I go back and forth. Like I just came home. I'm in Virginia. I left this morning. I'm in Virginia right now, and I'm going back to Rockingham on Sunday, knowing that I'm going to be at Rockingham for like a 10-day stretch with all the stuff we got to get going. It's just a lot of work. But I tell you what, every night we kind of look at each other, like I said, and we give a fist pump. Like it's
can't believe it. It's
so gratifying, and we haven't even had an event this year yet, so I can't wait for the first burnout. Like it's going to be pretty sick. Julie, my wife, she's in here listening, and she's been
shout out to Julie.
Yeah, she's been trying. How difficult it is to run a household, right? And having kids and dogs, and the fact that I'm not around. The plan is probably to do 4 to 5 days a week down there and a couple days here in Virginia until our household moves a little closer. But in the time for right now, it's difficult, and it's hard to take your thunder out. But I know how difficult it is for you too.
Right.
And I mean, it's great that it's something that you love and you're passionate about.
Absolutely.
So that makes a difference as well.
Right.
It feels good. It feels great.
I thought I had a picture of Al doing something with the excavator.
Old Greg.
Good old Greg. We love Greg.
He's been missing in action for years.
He's coming back this year.
He's coming back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I think he'll be in Florida.
Finally.
Yep. Yeah.
So I don't know if you're digging for contact, Tina, or Tara, content, I should say, but I definitely want to take some time to highlight a few things that we've done at the track, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So I actually, and I was talking to Al about this the other night. We obviously do a lot of talking and reflecting. We go to dinner basically every night and just kind of recount the day and talk about what we're going to do the following day. And I was starting to write down mentally in my head, write down all the things that we had done. And like I literally, my head just started spinning because before we even started breaking ground on the track, we did so much cleanup at the track. I mean, we probably filled 4 or 5, 40-yard dumpsters just full of stuff that just didn't need to be there anymore. The office was a total disaster. The tower was a total disaster. I mean, I could go on and on and on. And just the amount of cleanup that we did prior to ever even breaking ground on the track was a lot of work. Julie came down there, and we had friends come down there and help. And so that, just all the cleanup alone, if we didn't do anything else, I think people would have noticed. It was just a lot of stuff. And then obviously, we were pretty fortunate that the state had issued a bunch of tracks, including Rockingham Dragway, financial grants for improvements. So a lot of what we've done has been through their support. But that being said, we have put forward an enormous amount of our own time and money to do this stuff. And we're officially, I think it was as of a few days ago, we're officially at zero balance with the grant. Like, we spent every penny of that. So, so anything that you see from this point forward, or actually from that point forward, is on our dime. And not saying we didn't spend a bunch of our own money already, but an enormous part of it was supported through the financial grant from the state. But so we got the new surface that we talked about, which is basically 800 feet wall to wall of brand new concrete. And then the timing system, which we went from CompuLink and we switched to AccuTime, which is a much more modern system. And basically, to be totally transparent, CompuLink couldn't meet our timelines. They just could not promise us they would get it done in time. They didn't have the equipment. Their customer service wasn't really what we were looking for. So AccuTime stepped up to the plate and got it done. So we're just super happy that we did that. And I think it's probably going to be a trend. I think you're going to see more tracks do it because it is more modern and it's got more of an outlook compared to the previous system. But the timing, like I said, is a big one. Bathrooms, that was a huge project, a lot of money. I mean, I'm not in construction or renovations. I would have missed by a mile if I would have had to guess how much that was going to cost us. So that was big. Obviously, the painting of the concessions, electrical stuff, plumbing stuff. Oh, I mean, it just goes. RV, redoing all of the electric stuff of the RV spots. Roofs.
So you've got camping there in RV as well.
Yeah, we have over, I want to say it's well over 100.
That's great.
Yeah, we have a lot. But the ones that we were focused on were the trackside ones, which obviously are prime real estate. But we have 12 of those. And that red building that you've seen Al knocking down, that's actually making room for more trackside RV spots at some point. Maybe within a year or so, we'll add some more spots. But anyway, it's more room for them now. It's a really great spot to kind of be. I can go on and on of the stuff we've done, but obviously just that in itself. I mean, I'm just saying surface is a very broad statement, but what that took, just ridiculous. And the amount of work that Al put in, Al did every inch of that excavation on that track. He sat in that excavator for 8, 10, 12 hours straight and ripped the whole thing up himself. So that was a huge saver, having him doing it himself. Obviously, big business, right? But he knocked it out. Good job, Al.
It was a lot of work, that's for sure, but it was definitely worth it. A lot of time, a lot of hours.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Just one day runs into the next, right? Like, it's a lot in the beginning and up front.
Yeah.
I never get the day right. I'm always asking Al what day it is. I literally never.
Yeah, they just run one into another and you just kind of forget.
So the concession stand, are you switching up the food and stuff like that as well, like what you're offering, or if you're sticking to what they had before?
And that's a dynamic question or an answer, because we'll probably change it up. We have a concessions manager, Brandy, and she's pretty in tune to what the customers like. We did redo all the signage. I didn't even know that the track sold beer. I've been going there for years. I had no idea. It's not on the menu anywhere. So now you see it right on the side of the building, cold beer.
Cold beer.
So that, I don't know how that was missed through the years, but a lot of the stuff that we did with it is clean up, a facelift. The pricing is probably really similar. I suspect we'll probably change some stuff, but probably not day one. We do use a lot of outside vendors for big events. Food trucks come in, but our concessions is pretty resilient. Like we've handled, already just when we were fin owners, we handled a ton of people without any help. So
that's awesome. Well, guys, I know, like Dan, you guys are probably so exhausted, right?
They
Like
are.
you
They
need
need a
toothpicks to keep your
Mm.
toothpicks to keep your eyes open. But I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight, and I can't wait to see this facility and get over there. I'm going to come in May. Yeah, just incredible. What a dream. And just congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
And
it's pretty crazy. It really is crazy. And I appreciate you two. I mean, you guys have supported us and me in particular, you know, through modern street hemi shootout stuff. And now obviously with the track, this doesn't happen without support. You know, it really doesn't. And I hammer social media, and I've been getting some crazy feedback on that. I almost feel guilty sometimes how much I do it, but it's paying off. I mean, people are truly,
it works, Dan.
Yeah, they're really following along, and we're so energized. Like this, our opening week, weekend next weekend. Like I just really, you get like you're nervous about, is anybody going to show up? But God willing, with with decent weather, it's going to be a packed house. I really believe that. I think people are just so excited to come out and see it. It's probably going to be pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think so too.
Yeah,
people are very excited.
We all know that Dan is huge on social media, which helps us a lot. But did you guys see the video of the airplane?
Oh, I have it. Hold on.
Dan, how many?
So we talked about each, and I'm pulling it up right now on my phone.
I am in shock that Tara found that video that fast. First of all,
I know.
Like what?
That's awesome.
I'm so.
Well, you're going to be in shock. You're going to be in shock when Dan tells you this number.
Yeah. Well, let me see where it's at, because basically, as you guys know, right? You're into social media too, so you're always putting up posts, and you're looking at the feedback of what, like, who is actually seeing this, and is this really accomplishing anything? So that we've had some, like that one picture you showed that showed our first pour, that the reach on that was like 600,000. So that's significant, right?
That is huge.
Right.
Yes.
It's significant. And sometimes you make posts and you think it's going to be epic, and it gets like 5,000. You're like, what the heck did I do wrong? Right. There's the algorithm, is messing with me.
Yeah.
Well, that video of the airplane landing for Rusty Crawford coming in to install the timing system currently has a reach of 2,090,000.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. So, and we have a lot of posts that are like, in the 400,000 and 500,000 reach. And, for a non-boosted post, like that's just all organic. That's no money put into the post at all.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
That's incredible.
It just shows people are paying attention. They're excited too. So I don't know. I think that if everything goes as it looks, and people see that the kind of people that we are, that we really wanted to have a nice place, and we want people to have a good time, and I think we got something pretty cool going.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
the thing about that video, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but back in the day when they used to race across the track, the drivers, a lot of them would land their planes on the drag strip.
I did not know that.
Oh, wow.
And park their planes over here and walk across the street to race.
There's no way they walk. They definitely got like a limo.
They probably had a shuttle, but anyway.
So imagine having a race car plus an airplane. Wow.
So not sure if you caught what Al was saying, that he's talking about the NASCAR track. So
right.
So like Dale Earnhardt and all those guys back in the day, like they had their their corporate turboprops coming in and landing at the drag strip and going across to race, like Al said.
That is crazy.
So that's like a little bit of a throwback to that, and I think that's a lot of reason why it had such impact is people were like, man, that back in the day that was like pretty common, but it's been so long since people have seen that.
Right.
And that's why this drag strip is over 5,000 feet long.
Okay.
Oh,
it's unique.
That is unique. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Great. Well, wish you guys all the success in the world. And yeah, thank you for joining us.
We're gonna see you in May, right?
Yeah, I'm coming in May. I'm gonna hitch a ride down with Greg.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I would come to the mall if I could swing it, but I can't. But yeah, I really
we gotta
enjoy
work on that. time management. We can teach you a little lesson on time management. You can
I
be
need a
in
second job. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, totally looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it. And just amazing, guys. Congratulations again. And we'll have you back for sure. Once you've been into it for a little while, we'll have you back.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I want a before and after picture of our face.
I was just gonna say, we'll see how
Like we're
disheveled,
right
how disheveled you look a year from now, or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, we appreciate you. Thanks, Tina. Thanks, Tara.
Thanks.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you,
you.
guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks,
See you guys soon.
guys.
Bye.
Great. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining us again, and we'll catch you in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Good
Bye.
night, everybody.
Good night.